Well, ladies and gentlemen, this time tomorrow, I want you to think about this. I want you to picture it. All right, you had a day at work, whether it was good or bad. You're gonna come home from work at night, and there's gonna be real NFL football on, and you won't have to be without football until about what 2026, a couple months into 2026. This is one of the best times to possibly be alive. I have further great news. Appreciate y'all for being here with me. Go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that like button to show some love. We did officially release version 1 of our 2025 draft guide on the Flock Fantasy website. Now, this is just version 1 of our draft guide. So many of you guys have already seen it. Over 770 people have already looked at it, and it was just released today. The best news is this is just version 1. Version 2 is going to have so many more tools and features. I cannot wait for you guys to see what the last draft guide is going to look like. It's going to be the tool to help you win your leagues. But here's the thing. I have even better news, because never in the history of fantasy football has anyone been able to offer a deal like this. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the 2025 season pass. So maybe you're someone out there who you're like, I'm not a hardcore dynasty guy. I don't want to have like access to the site the entire year. I'm in my home league, or I care about fantasy football, but it's only for a certain portion of the year. Then the season pass is the pass for you, my friend, because you get unlimited access to the Flock Fantasy site, and you get that access all the way through the season. All right, I'll put a link in the chat right there. If you want to go to our link tree to sign up. But here's the incredible thing about the season pass. If you think about this for a second, $34 when you use a promo code LAND on flockfantasy.com/land, and you get access $34 for the entire year. That's about $1.50 per week. I don't know anyone in the industry that can offer a type of package like this. All right, you get unlimited access to the Flock Fantasy site. What does that mean? Well, first things first, you get access to my draft guide, which again, over 770 people have already viewed. You get access to all of the rankings, not only dynasty, but off-season rankings, in-season rankings from weeks 1 to 18. You get access to all the tools on the website, like the prospects tool, the comparison tool, the range of outcomes tool, the trade calculator, the trade finder that shows real trades in real leagues, the mock drafts tool, the My Teams analyzer. You get access to all of that on the Flock Fantasy site. Again, when you sign up for a season pass. Also, you get 2 free start sit vouchers, which you can use on our live streams. You get 2 free trade question vouchers you can use on our live streams. Not only do you get my draft guide, but you get everybody else's draft guide on the Flock Fantasy website, from Flock Fantasy, from Domain, FSC. So it is by far the best deal in the industry. And I have even better news for you guys. Tomorrow night, this time, not only will there be the Hall of Fame game, but we will be drafting in a real fantasy football league with the Land community. And by the way, when you sign up for a season pass with us with Land, you also get a chance to enter into those weekly raffles. We do a weekly draft with the Land community. Tomorrow night is the very first one. And if you buy a season pass, you get to enter into those raffles each and every week to be a part of a real league that matters with great people in our community. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Let me know who I'm hanging out with. Trying to catch up with everybody in the chat here. What's up, Astral? Shout out to Kalani, says, just got the season pass. Now I'm doing all my mock drafts with Zach's rankings and using the draft guide. I appreciate you for being here. What's up, Power Branch, says, just bought the season pass today. It's going to be a fun year. Hell yeah, I love to see that. Who else got the season pass? I appreciate y'all for showing some love. What's up, Zick, in the chat? We got Gator here, Mr. Magic, Scribbles. Nathan's in the building. Sammy Stacks is in the building. We've got Sir Yeti here, Bailey, Shane, Johnny Boy, Bryson. What's up, gang? What's up, guys? We appreciate you for being here. And please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever about the season pass. But we're going to go ahead and make that a pinned comment there, so you can access that at any time. But again, when you go to our link tree, you will see it is the first link in our link tree. And all you have to do is click that. If you've never signed up for a subscription before, just make an account with the promo code LAND. And then once you're in your account, you'll see in my account or you'll see the option here to get the season pass. So please let me know if you have any questions, but it is by far the best deal that's ever existed. I mean, $1.50 per week for the entire season is genuinely ridiculous. We might have priced this too low at this point, honestly. This might be priced too low, but we are going to jump into a mock draft. I have to practice for the Flock League. The Flock League is coming up. It's coming up quick. It is very, very quickly approaching. So we're going to have to get some practice in here. I've practiced at a lot of spots. I'll just go with the 5 spot. I don't feel like I've practiced there yet. But if you want to join today's mock draft, all you have to do is join our Discord. We might try the mock draft tool on the website for the second one if we reach our like goal, by the way. But we'll go on Sleeper here to start. So if you want to be a part of this draft, join our Discord. And then in the mock drafts tab under the land, you can see Johnny Boy's already there. I will say, here is the spot to be. Okay, so I'm going to send that link out there. It is first come, first serve. I can't guarantee who gets in. You know, there are people who are conspiracy theorists and they say, you know who gets in. You're playing favorites. I'm not. I have no idea. I have no idea how I would even do that. All right, so here we go. We are going to post this and we're doing it in, let's see, where am I? Where in the world am I? We're posting it in 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Camp is coming hot and heavy. I cannot wait for the amount of content I have planned to release for you guys, but I appreciate you big time for being with us. We are going to jump into a PPR mock draft. This is a 1 quarterback start 8 PPR mock draft. So let's go ahead and get this thing popping here, and let's do it in 3, 2, 1. If you didn't get in, don't worry. We have another chance to mock draft together. Why don't we set a like goal together? What do you guys think is possible? Yesterday, we set the like goal at 100 likes, and you guys smashed it. So let's go ahead and set the like goal again at 100 likes today. If we reach that goal, I will guarantee another mock draft that we can pop off together, and you got another chance to join us. So be a friend, smash that like button to show some love. Let's get to 100 likes and get another mock draft going here. So a lot of people have asked me, you know, they've watched the strategy video that I released over on YouTube, and they said, Zach, like, you know, you can't do this strategy, you know, if the anchor wide receiver strategy, double RB, if Jefferson and Lamb are off the board. And I said, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I said in the video, there are caveats to every strategy. I mean, at 7:30, at the 7:30 minute mark in my strategy video, which is this video right here, number 1 strategy in 2025 drafts, we specifically talked about caveats because caveats are very important. You don't want to force a strategy just to do it, right? If I'm on the board at the 105 and the clear best player available is a running back, I'm going to take a running back, okay? So you don't have to force the strategy. You don't have to force a Nico Collins there, a Puka, or a Neighbors. You know, you can go with the best player available. That applies in the first round, in the second round, in the third round. Maybe you start off with the anchor wide receiver and CeeDee Lamb, and then at the 2-9, there's no running backs that are worth taking. It's okay to go wide receiver. It's okay to go Brock Bowers if he's there. Like, sometimes I think we just overthink the strategies a little bit too much. They are helpful when they are achievable naturally. They are not helpful when you force them. That's when you end up reaching on ADP and not getting the best possible teams that you can make, right? What's up, Power Branch? He says, with the season pass, I see your draft guide, but are you going to come out with a draft sheet or just a draft guide this year? So the rankings are actually in the draft sheet, but we can post them separately if you want. My cheat sheet is in the draft guide, by the way. No, there's individual rankings as well as the cheat sheet, the overall rankings, which that's still going to evolve. The rankings will be updated weekly as well when you get the season pass. But if you guys want the cheat sheet as like a separate option, I can totally release the cheat sheet as a separate option if it's easier for you to just download it. I know a lot of you guys use that. You printed it off last year and, you know, kind of used it in your draft. So I can do that as well. No problem for me. All right, so in the first round, we have Nakua going at the 107, then Neighbors, Henry, Amon-Ra, Genty, Collins. Love, love, love the Nico Achan start, man. That is just, that's a hot start. I actually think like the 10 to 12 spot is more attractive this year than it's ever been. Am I the only one who feels that way, though? Like, I don't know if it's just me who feels that way, but I just feel like it's incredibly attractive to be at that end of the board. Man, I would have loved like a Thomas, Genty, or Henry start. That would have been sick for some of these guys. But double wide receiver there for, I'm just going to say Kanye. I'm going to say that's his name, Kanye. And obviously, rankings are evolving, guys. So, you know, when you get the season pass, just know that my updated rankings in my draft guide, they're not final, right? That's why I keep saying that, because they will continually update for you throughout the season there. So, don't feel like that's final, and it will continually update for you. So did go Saquon at the 105, and I'm in a position here where I feel like I have a ton of flexibility, honestly, at this point. Um, yeah. You know, none of these wide receivers I'm like ecstatic about. I'm going to grab Josh Jacobs here. And let me rephrase that. I love Ladd McConkey. I think he's worthy of a second round pick. But I think there's like 3 or 4 receivers there I could have drafted. And I have a feeling wide receivers will be more available in the 3rd round based off how this mock draft has gone. Again, trying to stay water, trying to read the board. That's what we can do in our drafts. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button to show some love. What did we set the like goal at? Was it 100? 100 likes is another mock draft on the way, and we're almost halfway there. I appreciate y'all for showing some love. Mike says, I usually choose the 10 to 12 in these drafts, but I switched it up. Love that. A Benson official breakout, Zach. I love it. I would love to see that happening. Oh my gosh, that would be great. Zeke says, you better be locked in. I'm locked in. What's up, Jackson from New Zealand? How's it going, my friend? Good to have you on stream. I'm actually, we're in Sydney, Australia right now. Shout out to all my brothers from New Zealand, bro. The closer we get to the season, the crazier these drafts are. Like, yesterday we had Alvin Kamara at the 301. Now we're seeing James Cook at the 303. It just gets crazier and crazier drafting with you guys. And now I get to take Trey McBride at the 305. All right, we'll do it. Be interesting to see what this wide receiver room looks like, but I can't pass on Trey McBride there at the 305. That's crazy. Y'all wildin' for letting him fall that far. Y'all wildin', I'm telling you. Gator says, are we still willing to reach a full round if you are on the edges? That's never been like a suggestion from me, but I've always said, like, if you want a guy and you don't think he's going to come back, then you can justify that, but it would never be something that I would be, actively saying, yeah, this is a good idea to reach, yeah. What's up, Sir Yeti? He says, C-Mac and 2 firsts for Bijan or Gibbs. Yeah, that's probably about the price. That's probably about the price that you would pay there. Mason says, I love late round wide receivers this year. For me, and any running back I want as a starter is gone by 9 to 10. So here in the 3rd round, we have Daniels, who went as a quarterback 1, which we're not used to seeing, but it looks like we might have a Washington fan on our hands here at the 101, if y'all see that right here. Then at the 102, we have seeing Kyron Williams at the 211. I'm not used to that. Are you guys used to that? Is that common? Because that's the first time I've seen Kyron Williams that high. Same with James Cook going there. I guess that let like the Allens, the McBrides, the Hills fall in this specific draft. So not exactly what I was anticipating, but it's a little bit realistic to your home leagues, I imagine, where nothing is predictable, if that makes sense. As after Breece Hall comes off the board, we see Tyreek Hill, Hampton, Garrett Wilson, and George Kittle at the 312. What's up, Chef Keith? He says, if you're an annual mother flocker, would you suggest getting the season pass? Honestly, no, guys. So keep in mind, when you look at like your options to sign up to the website, let's have a look, okay? So the season pass is really for those people who don't want to be a member like year long. Keep in mind, when you look at like an annual option, it does come with like the team playbook from us, which is a personalized review of your team. You unlock all of our Discord. There's certain things that are only accessible with an annual Mother Flocker membership, but the season pass is more for you guys who are like, look, I don't need access all year long. I want rankings. I want the draft guide. I want some help in season on the live streams with the start, sit, and trade question vouchers. I want updated weekly rankings. I want access to the tools. That's more for those guys. But if you're already an annual member, I still believe it's like the best option, but this is like a really affordable option for those people who don't want to like commit to like a season long thing, but you don't get a personalized team review with the season pass. Let me know if that makes sense, guys. But yeah, incredible offer, I would say, right now. For $34, you get access to all of that. That's like $1.50 per week. I'll keep updating you as each week goes throughout the season, but even next week, what will it be? Let's see. Next week, even if you waited to buy it next week, it would be $1.60 per week. all the way up until the end of the season. Yeah. It is 2 questions, 2 start sit and 2 trade questions. So 4 total vouchers. And if you think about it, guys, I mean, vouchers are like $5 a pop anyway on the site. So you're getting 4 vouchers, which is $20 anyway. And then all of the draft guides, all of the rankings. I mean, talk about ridiculous value. Ridiculous value. I'll take a shot on Rashee Rice here in the 4th round as my wide receiver 1. If Rashee Rice misses 3 games, I'm cheering. If he misses 6, then I'm probably ending it all. No worries, Chef. Yeah, I always want to be honest with you guys, straight up, straightforward. Dylan, what's up? He says, love my start so far. Yeah, I like it too, man. I like that start right there too. Jalen Hurts to the 4-5. Appreciate that, Chef. Appreciate you big time, my friend. Sir says, I'm at the 101, and JD, I believe, will get those numbers in this offense. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're crazy for drafting him that high. See, that's the thing here, right? Like, this is the reality. Like, if you're at the 101, I mean, Gator asked this question earlier. He said, like, should we be reaching? And, like, would I even me as a Commanders fan, would I have taken Daniels there at the 301? No, I don't think he was the BPA. But at the same time, this guy drafting at the 101, clearly he's a Commanders fan. You have to also be honest and say, if I don't take Daniels here, I'm not getting him at the 412 when he comes back because you're on the edges. So that's where you kind of have to decide between your love of the game and your brain for the game, right? Because let's be real for a second. Like, you should play the game because you love it, right? You should be playing this game because you're having fun. So it's okay to have fun too. But if you want to go strictly from like a best player available, logically thinking this through, then no, it's probably not, you know, the best move there, I would say. All right, Burrow comes off the board. I did think, again, this is happening 2 days in a row with Sam Laporta going this high. I am not going to take Sam Laporta this high, guys. If that is his price point, count me out all year. I don't know if that's sacrilegious to say. As Pickens comes off the board, we're gonna go just high risk, high reward at receiver in this mock, with T-Mac here at the 505. Man, if Rice only gets suspended 2 games, if T-Mac is a star, then we're going to be looking pretty. But if the opposite is true, we're going to look like some damn fools, man. Some absolute fools. What's up, ASD says, hey, on the Flock site, I'm looking at the free rankings. However, there is a thing where you can look at expert rankings versus several creator personal rankings. How do I turn on your personal rankings? So guys, on the Flock site, if you want to look at my personal rankings, it's only accessible if you're a member. The only thing you're going to be able to see if you're a non-member, and by the way, like if you have a season pass, that you're also a member at that point, right? But if you're a non-member, you get the expert consensus, I believe, but you're not able to like specifically select my rankings and then like see my tiers for quarterbacks or for my tiers for running backs, you know? So yeah, there are certain things that are free on the site and there are certain things that are not. So we try and give you, you know, value, but we also try and be realistic with the amount of value we're giving you versus like it being, making sense, right? What's up, Flock? He says, what do we have to do to get a mock on the site? Mason, I just told people we're going to do that right after this mock draft. We're going to head right over there. That is in the plans. Very excited to jump over there. Obviously, that's been out a while. A lot of positive feedback so far on the mock drafts tool over on the Flock site. What is it, Mason? Is it over 20,000 drafts now done over there on the Flock site? I don't know, but all the bugs have been worked out for the most part, so we're definitely going to jump over there here very, very soon. Shane, I did see your site question. I'm definitely going to get to that here in a second. I appreciate you for showing some love over there. So Joe Mixon goes at the 5.9. I do think that's a little too high. If we're going to be in on Mixon, then I think we need to have that ADP drop further. And this is coming from the guy who took Joe Mixon in the Flock League last year in the 5th round when nobody wanted him. I like Joe Mixon, don't get me wrong. But I do think we're going to need to see further fall in his ADP. So I don't think we're in the range yet where we can truly say like, yes, let's go out and buy him for this price. It still seems a little bit unreasonable to me. We're only starting to see now, let me show you guys some trends here. We're only starting to see now some sort of fall off in his ADP. So let me pull this up here in a second. as Caleb Johnson goes at the 6'2". But I think that's too early. We need to see some changes still. So over here on 4for4, shout out to them. Mason, I'd love to have a tool like this, by the way, if you're still watching at some point. This is sick. But you can see we're starting to see that decrease. Nick Chubb all the way through July, pretty steady ADP. No one was worried about the reports. And then the more serious reports came out, and you'll see Joe Mixon, we're already starting to see a decline. If he reaches like 100 overall in ADP, and you see Nick Chubb start to climb, that's when I think he's going to become a buy. If you're seeing the Nick Chubbs in the 7th rounds, or sorry, the Joe Mixons in the 7th rounds, like that's when you start to rationalize and say, okay, I think this is more than worth it at that point. But I don't think we're there yet. I don't think that ADP specifically provides a good buy-in. You know, I could be wrong. That's just my humble opinion from a guy that's trying to be humble but isn't always humble. It's good that we don't have to worry about tight end. I don't have to think about reaching. This is weird. Like, I'm not really an Xavier Worthy guy, but I do feel like him going at the 608 is too low. I know I already have Rashee Rice. This is one of those situations where I already know that Rice isn't going to be available for, let's say, 2 to 3 games. Maybe it's more. So I can start Worthy at the beginning, get whatever sort of goodies he has for us. And then if I wanted to trade a Rice or a Worthy, I have that roster flexibility. So I actually don't mind this idea if you go Rice, if Worthy falls. But I do think that was a little low for Worthy there. We're typically seeing him go in the 5th round. No, I wonder why his ADP is, why he fell in this draft specifically. Flock says, hoping Tom can get photos of everyone in the drafts soon. Has to get the creator email set up first. Makes sense. And Mason said, about to hit 55 or 22,000 drafts on the site. Almost 4,000 in the last hour. So he's talking about that mock draft tool, which again is available if you do get the redraft season pass for $34 this season, which we'll jump into that. I actually really love the mock draft tool over on the Flock site. Definitely going to jump into one of those mocks if we reach our like goal, which I think we're getting close. What did we set it at? Something crazy like 100? Yeah, I think we're almost like 40 likes away. So be a friend if you want to jump into another mock draft with me. Be a friend. Smash that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. And let's pop another mock draft off. All right, trying to keep up with the chat. You guys are awesome. As Brian Robinson comes off the board. Bryson says, I can't believe I got Josh Allen at the 3-4. I do like that pick there. You know, oftentimes when I'm in the 3rd round, if there's a receiver or running back I'm not obsessed with, I am very open to going like elite onesie at tight end or at running back wide receivers. So I'm definitely open to it. Let me make my pick here at the 7-5. I have a plan. They called me crazy, but I have a plan, ladies and gentlemen. Can we accomplish what we want to do? It's not good that Mason's here because we're trying to practice for the Flock League, honestly. We're trying to practice for the Flock League, and, you know, damn it. Oh, I was hoping Rome was going to fall to me. All right, pivot. I'm not going to lie, guys. Everything I said about Javonte Williams yesterday, throw it out the window because latest usage reports and camps is not promising for that backfield. It is looking very confusing. Very confusing. All right, we're going to go ahead and... Man, what a spot to be in. I think we're going to grab a Steph Diggs here. We need, I know it sounds funny to say this, but we need some reliability there. And I'm saying that in his target share. I know he's coming off an injury. But Mason did ask a question, which is a great question. He asked, how have the rabbit drafts been? And if you don't know what he's referring to, he's referring to FastDraft, which a lot of you guys know we're doing best ball drafts over there. So here's the great thing. The first rabbit, Mason, you and I were talking about this. The first rabbit tourney, it already filled. I didn't expect that. I know that Matt didn't expect that. It was a $20 entry for that first one. So we just released the $10 rabbit, which is a $50,000 prize pool. I love at some point during tonight's stream to jump into a FastDraft best ball tournament. If you guys want to join me, Thanks for the segue, Mason. Go ahead and download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free Flex 4 tournaments or 5 free rabbits on me. And when you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report. I'll send you my cheat sheet for the season, completely free. But maybe we'll get into some of those drafts later on. We still got a lot of mock drafting to do here today. But thanks for the free segue there, Mason. But yeah, going good, honestly. I did not expect the first rabbit to fill that fast, and now that it's only $10, I think people are much more intrigued to jump in with the same prize pool. All right, feel pretty good about the team so far through 7 rounds. We do have a question on the Flock site that I want to answer from Shane here. Let's see if we can pull it up. Sometimes this refresh button works. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, cool. Shane with the super message says, people keep telling me to sell Kyron, and the question is why? It's a really good question, and you're giving me a great opportunity to actually show off a tool on the Flock site, which again, you guys get access to. You guys are just giving me like easy sells all day here. When you buy the season pass, again with the promo code LAND, you're going to get access to all the tools on the site. And one of those tools that you're going to get access to is the comparison tool. And one of the things I love to do in videos, you guys will see me do this all the time, is I actually like to compare a player side by side. You know, you can use this tool to compare different players, but I actually like to use it to compare a player side by side as well. So let's look at his 2023 season. That's Kyron Williams. And I think this is why people are really starting to worry about Kyron Williams this year. I understand their concern. So you can see this year he had a higher snap percentage and he had more attempts. But everything else was pretty much down. Like points per game, for example, rushing yards per game were down. Yards per carry, the efficiency in particular, was far worse from one year to the next. From 4.95 to 4.17, huge drop. You know, in that type of efficiency. So I think that is what people are really concerned about. There's not the explosive plays like there were in 2023. You know, there's not like the big runs as much. It was much more like the 5-yard runs, but he had a bunch of touchdowns inside the red zone. I think if you look at all the touchdowns that he scored last year, I think like something like 80% of them came inside the 5-yard line. So I think that is why people are concerned about a Kyron Williams. Now, I haven't heard anything yet to personally put me off of Kyron Williams. I still think if you can get him as your RB3, I think that's a reliable pick this year, just because I don't see the volume being drastic. Maybe he goes from, you know, 70% ownership of the backfield to 60%, but we already see that this team is trying to sign a long-term contract with him, so there is good faith already between these two sides as well. So yeah, I meant to say RB2 there. Sorry guys. If you can get him as your RB2 in round 3, and that's the kind of strategy we tried to pull off in our strategy video this year, anchor wide receiver, as I just got sniped by Kalani there with Ricky Pearsall, was just eyeing him up. He was looking hot on the board, and he's no longer available there. We're gonna have to pivot. Yeah, wow, this sucks. I still think wide receiver is the best available option, so we're gonna grab Juwan Jennings there. We'll grab Juwan Jennings there. But yeah, is that I think that probably answers the question about Kyron Williams. Shane, do you have any questions on that? Also, the other thing you have to keep in mind is like the depth chart now, they've added another running back. But at the same time, like, let's have a look, okay? When you look at the depth chart over there in LA, so they added another rookie running back, right? In Jarquez Hunter. I really liked Jarquez Hunter. The year before that, they did the same thing with Blake Corum. But at the same time, we don't want to overreact to this news either, because if you look at the history of Sean McVay's drafts, I mean, the guy is typically drafting a running back. Go back and look at every draft he's ever had. It is not uncommon for him to draft running backs and then they don't get used anyway. It's actually very common for him to do that. So you don't want to overreact. You don't want to underreact. Some things in the preseason is important. Some things it's really not. What's up, Chef Keith? He says, Fast Draft, is it in Canada? Yes. It is in Canada and every province outside Ontario. So yes, every province outside of Ontario. Ontario is just a little difficult with anything fantasy related. After Juwan Jennings comes off the board, David Njoku, Egbuka, Warren, Tracy, Myers, Higgins. Love me some Jaden Higgins. And I'm not going to lie, I was eyeing up Cam Scatterboo there, so that hurts my heart a little bit to see him go off the board. I do think we played chicken a little bit too long with the running back room. Got you, Shane. Got you. I'm glad that was helpful, my friend. And, you know, these are the type of questions you get with the season pass. Again, I just have like every promo in the book right now for the season pass, but you get 2 vouchers that you can ask on the live stream, just like Shane just did, but there'll be trade questions and start sit questions. Again, when you get the season pass, it's just so easy to sell this thing. Jordan Mason. I'm going to grab Jordan Mason there at the 9.5. Might be a my guy. I can't say for sure just yet, but certainly a player that we're actively drafting as much as we possibly can. Man, what a time to be alive. I appreciate y'all for being here. What are we currently at? Are we close to our like goal of 100? Yeah, we're only 30 likes away from 100. So be a friend. Hit that like button to show some love. Let's get to 100 likes and we'll do another mock draft all together. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Chef says Ontario's the worst place in Canada. What makes it the worst place? I'm curious. Sleeper had a little lag out right there. Let's try and reload the mock draft. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So we had Kyler Murray come off the board as well as Jaden Reed. What's up, Shaku? Says, did you make that a league you drafted last night? No, I didn't. However, I have great news for you guys. Tomorrow night will be our first live stream where we're showing you a real draft from our community. So definitely come join us tomorrow night. You know, you can have the Hall of Fame game on the background, and we can be doing a real draft, which is going to be really, really fun to be a part of. But if you want to be in these live leagues, Badaki's not available right now. He's got some personal stuff that he's doing. So it says all annual Mother Flocker members can enter, but we've extended that to even all redraft pass members. So if you became a redraft pass member with the promo code LAND, or even like you intend to do that, you're going to be eligible to be a part of these community drafts that we do every single week. So we just did the drawing for the first one last night, and we will draft it tomorrow. Next week, we're going to do the same thing again. Another whole group of people are going to have a chance to join a real league that we will live stream on our channel. And if you want to be a part of that, I put some information in the announcements tab over on the Discord, but I will just go ahead and put the Google form that you can enter to be a part of those leagues. There are, well, now that we've already filled the Philly League, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 other options: the Chi-Town, the Hollywood, the H-Town, and the Big Apple. And again, those will all be done like raffled the week up. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Kalani says, how do I join the community draft other than buying the season ticket / being a Mother Flocker? Those are your best odds. Those are your best odds by doing those 2 things. If you've done those 2 things, and by the way, when you buy the season pass, you can enter as many leagues as you want. If you want to enter every single league and like up your chances, you can do that with the season pass or an annual Mother Flocker membership. So either way, you know, it's we are happy to host you guys on the channel. But Baker Mayfield comes off the board. I think he fell too far, personally. Baker Mayfield. I was just watching him fall and just thinking, yeah, that's gone too far. So great pick there from Tebow, I would say, in the 10th round. Dylan got auto-picked to Jonnu Smith. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Pain in your heart. Just absolute pain. Hey, Badaki is in Brooklyn. There's no place like home. So he is checking in on the stream over there in Brooklyn. Shout out to you, Badaki. See you in Austin, my friend. See you in Austin. Enjoy the time with the family, and we'll see you in Austin. And also, if you have time to make a thumbnail for the live league tomorrow, let me know. Otherwise, I can do it. No pressure. Okay, we're on the board here, on the clock. And I do want one more running back, and that's going to be Tank Bigsby. I am not thrilled that people like Tank Bigsby now because, you know, we've been drafting him on FastDraft all offseason, and now his ADP is rising. I wanted it to stay where it was. But great reports out of camp. I don't think anything is like confirmed out of camp so far as how this running back room is going to look. But I do think Bigsby, what we know for sure, is going to be more involved than the ETN owners are comfortable with. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. What's up, Gator? No, those community leagues are for any member who is either with the season pass on promo code LAND or any member that is an annual mother flocker with the promo code LAND. What's up, Shaku says, he says, what do you think of my fantasy league? My league mates want me to change over, but it's a lot of work. I have no experience with my fantasy league. Sleeper, I like, they've never paid me a dime for anything, but I have ultimate loyalty to Sleeper. I just think it's by far the superior fantasy platform. Not everybody's going to agree with me there. That's fine, but yeah. What's up, Derek? The Flock League draft is on the 16th of August, so it's actually a lot earlier than I probably wanted it to be, because the reality is some of us are going to draft players that end up being injured. Oh my gosh, I was just waiting on Dak Prescott. Great job, Mike. Sniped my ass off. Damn, son. All right, that's fine. I actually love Brock Purdy as well. We just talked about him in today's video. So we'll grab Brock Purdy here in the 11th round. The fact that Brock Purdy scored 18.6 points per game this year and threw like 11 less touchdowns is crazy. I think he's going to have a nice little bounce back in that area. Positive regression. Where is the quiz thing to join a community draft? It's in the announcements tab. Let me just put it there again so you guys have access to it. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. Let's see. I'll just say in the announcements tab in the Discord, I'll say form for community leagues. All right, so that will be there in the announcements tab under LAND, okay, in case anybody ever needs to access it. All right, so Christian Kirk comes off the board. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. What's up, Neil? We are running leagues ourselves. You can either buy the season pass for $34 all year, get everything available on the site, or you can become an annual Mother Flocker member to get a chance to get into those leagues. The Flock Draft is not going to be streamed, but it will be a video, so you guys will see it very quickly after it's released, or after it's done. Mike says, I'm not going to put all my eggs in the Big Apple League, but I couldn't live with myself if I joined the Philly League. You're so funny. Oh my gosh. You're hilarious. Trying to catch up with you guys. What's up, Wyatt? He says, who do you think is better long-term, Addison or Golden? I view them as similar assets, but I do think that Golden has a chance to establish himself as like the #1 receiver on the team. And I just don't ever see a scenario in which that's possible for a Jordan Addison. Do you know what I mean? Like, Addison is, there's not a single time in his career where he's going to overtake Justin Jefferson. It's just not, that scenario just doesn't exist in my mind. So, yeah. Appreciate everybody watching the stream. You guys are awesome. We are just 22 likes away from our goal, which if we reach 100 likes, we're going to pop off another mock draft and you got a chance to join me. So be a friend, smash that like button. Let's hit that goal and let's keep this party rolling here. No worries, Wyatt. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so we see Jaden Blue come off the board at the 11-7. He is seeing his first team reps in camp, which is interesting. It's worth noting. It's worth monitoring. I still think Javonte has the best shot there, but I don't think we should completely ignore Jaden Blue either. As we see Samson and Ford both coming off the board there. I was honestly gonna grab one of them, But you can't always get what you want. Okay, so Brenton Strange comes off the board here. Man, Najee Harris is gross, but he might be the best pick here. Like, it is actually disgusting thinking about drafting him, but I almost feel like he is the best option. There's not a quarterback here that I'm obsessed with. Yeah, we're going to draft Najee Harris. That is disgusting. Someone lock me in jail, man. Someone lock me in jail, please. All right, screw it. We're going to do a mock draft on the Flock site. It's been a hot minute. Again, another one of the tools that you get access to when you're a member with us, with the season pass. But I want to create my own mock draft. So I'm going to go ahead and create my own 30-second PPR. It's a start 8. Same thing we just did here, but we're going to do it on the Flock site. And I think you can join these as well for, like, if you just sign up for free. So if you want to sign up for a free account, you can do that as well. Just use a promo code LAND. And then I'll try something on, like, the other end of the board here. And how do I send this out? Like, okay, yeah, so I just copied it. I'm going to put the link here in the mock drafts tab, okay? So link for Flock mock draft coming here, okay? So I'm about to drop it like it's hot. We'll grab Cedric Tillman there as our last pick. All right. And here comes the link in 3, 2, 1. Come join me. Let's mock draft together on the Flock Fantasy website. All right. Looks like we got people joining here. There are currently 9 spots remaining. 9 spots remaining. Let me put this in the group chat as well, in the YouTube chat. Join with either link. We now have, how many spots is that? 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 spots remaining. 7 spots remaining in this Flock mock draft. Let's do it. Let's do it. Where is this other mock draft we're doing? Okay. So after I took Tillman, we had Jalen Wright, Ray Davis, Herbert, and Brown come off the board. I probably should have taken another quarterback. I just wasn't obsessed with anyone. You know, I wasn't obsessed with anyone in particular. Okay, we have 2 spots remaining here on the Flock site. 2 spots left in a Flock mock. I'll tag our community here. Oh, we're full. My bad. I don't know why I sent that message. Okay, let's go ahead and hit start draft here. Cool thing about the mock draft tool here is if you are a member with us, either Mother Flocker annually, or if you have the season pass, again, it's just so easy to highlight all the benefits of being a member with us. But you can sort by a particular person's rankings. So right now it's going to sort by expert consensus rankings. However, if you wanted to, like, for example, you know, mock draft on your own, because there's like a bunch of lobbies that are constantly getting filled, and you wanted to use my rankings in particular, you could also do that. You could also, you know, practice for your own home leagues and use like Mason's rankings or someone else's. So that is always available to you. All right, so Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, and CeeDee Lamb, the first 3 picks. No surprises there. Kalani says, I think you have to be whatever Australia time zone is to join the mock draft. I'm not sure because I was in the sleeper one. No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone that joined these mock drafts were from Australia. I'd be surprised if they are. Let me know if I'm wrong, guys. Sorry, though. Technology can be really annoying. I apologize if it's been annoying there. Wow, Saquon Barkley fell to the 107. Derek's winning this league officially. So congratulations to everybody.
who let that happen. How did you let Derek get Saquon at the 107? We have to be better, people. We have to be better. As Amon-Ra comes off the board, then Malik Neighbors. So we've got plenty of options. We're going to use our own rankings here, and we're going to grab Brian Thomas to start here. And let's see what BP Johnson 27 does on the edge. Let's see what he does on the edge there with pick 12 and 13. I know what I want to do. I'm just hoping we are on the same page, BP. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I knew I should have taken him first. You sick son of a bitch. I'm not going to let you live that down. I just want you to know. By the way, everyone don't use my ranking, because then it just won't be fun if everyone uses my rankings, all right? Someone uses use Mason or like the, consensus rankings, please. Like, don't use my rankings. My rankings aren't even good, okay? No, this actually works out great. We'll go CMC and Brian Thomas there. I love, love, love that start. I just feel like the edge is better than it's ever been. The 10, 11, 12 spot is just so strong this year, in my opinion. Kalani says, some of your rankings on the Flock website are different than the draft guide. So one thing you guys have to note, and keep this in mind, rankings are constantly changing. And on the Flock site, that's going to automatically update, right? So for the draft guide, we have to have Badaki go in there and manually update those. So I was really intentional with the post when I posted my draft guide, just to let you guys know that the rankings will be updated weekly, okay? And they'll get a point to the offseason where we're getting to like late August. It will be much more often than weekly. Like when it's like prime draft season, like the last 2 weeks of August, that will be updated like every couple days. So yeah, I mean, we're constantly, as we're learning more and more information, adjusting our rankings and trying to get them into a place that we really feel comfortable about. So that's probably why you're seeing that at the moment. Bryson says, you sniped Brian Thomas from me, so I had to get you back. Chef says, I have a random question about the NFL, and I want to pick your brain. How much say does a head coach have in what player in NFL team drafts? Player or play? Oh, yeah, it has to be player, right? So it's a good question because it depends on the role of the head coach. So for example, like Liam Cohen, right, in Jacksonville, first year coach, hasn't had much to show for yet to say that, we can rely on him from like a player personnel perspective. So he's not going to have very much power, if any, when it comes to making those kind of decisions. However, you think about on the opposite end of the spectrum, you think about guys like Bill, for example, in New England. Like Bill was the GM and the coach, so he had pretty much all power available to him. A guy like Sean Payton, I feel like Sean Payton has far more power than like a Liam Cohen when it comes to making those kind of decisions. Some GMs have close relationships and they want to get feedback from the coach. Other GMs, they don't have close relationships and they're saying, this is my job. I'm going to do my job. You do your job. And sometimes that can be double bad. What do I mean by that? Well, like, for example, I remember as a Washington fan, the era of like Ron Rivera and Martin Mayhew, for example, as a GM. Like that era was terrible because Martin, first off, didn't really know what he was doing, but he also like asking Ron, like, what do you think about this pick? I'm sorry. If you're the GM of my team, I need you making that decision, not going to Ron Rivera asking the decision. So yeah, there's not like a size fits all answer, I would say, right? WG says, don't expect me to cook dinner if I can't select the groceries. Xander says, like Howie Roseman, he only picks, he no longer coaches. Yeah, so every dynamic is so different. You know what I mean? In the NFL, nothing is one size fits all. What's up, Kevin? Welcome in, my friend. Appreciate you for being here. Shane, the draft guide is actually already released, gang. It's already out there on the Flock site. Version 1 which version 2 is going to have so much more. But version 1 of my draft guide is already up there on the Flock site, available for you guys to go view. And if you don't have access to it yet, that probably means you're not either an annual Mother Flocker member or you don't have the season pass yet. So if you want to get access to my draft guide, you can get access with the season pass. I'll put a link in the chat there. It's $34, which comes out to about $1.50 a week. And with that, you get access to 4 vouchers for the best draft guides in the industry, including mine, weekly rankings, rest of season rankings, unlimited access to the website itself. So all the tools that we've talked about today, all the rankings you get access to, even like here in this mock draft, you get access to unlimited mock drafts as well. You can create private lobbies, I think, with your friends. But I don't quote me on that. Devontae Adams, I was eyeing him up. Ooh, what are you gonna do, BP? I just don't know what you're gonna do. I just can't read you. Okay, I mean, I can't let Lamar Jackson go further than the 311. Let's be 100% for real right now. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing letting Lamar Jackson fall to the 311? Y'all are crazy. Hopefully my rankings don't have him there. Let me go check where my rankings have Lamar Jackson, because maybe that's my fault. I definitely, you'll notice this in my draft guide. I focus far more on like the tiers and my positional rankings than I do like my overall rankings, if I'm honest with you, because that's the way I draft. Like I draft trying to formulate my team, and I definitely care about BPA, but I just look at position by position and I draft that way. All right, I think that is my fault. Let me switch that up a little bit as Daniels and Wilson come off the board. Man, I really feel... Sheesh. This could either go really good or really bad. All right, we're going to take George Kittle here. When you go one onesie, as in like a quarterback or tight end, it is really hard to build out the rest of your team when you go one early, like I did with Lamar. But when you go too early, well, like I did with Lamar and Kittle, it is almost impossible to fill out your team. So I want to try this. If I'm in this situation in the Flock League, I want to know like how this could potentially look. I don't think I would lean on doing this for real, though. Chef says, thank you for the answer. Going to be nice to see my Chargers dethrone your Chiefs this year. Yeah, the AFC West is better than it's been in a long time. Not like the Chargers are great, but the Broncos are serious threats as well, I'd say. Bailey, what's up, man? He says, just got the season pass. I appreciate you big time, my friend. Once you get the season pass, make sure you go to that form over on the announcements tab and you enter for your chance to join one of these community leagues. I don't want y'all missing out on the chance to get in one of them. So after I took Kittle, I took then Hurts goes off the board, as well as Marvin, Cook, and Terry. And you know, I do think we need sounds in the mock draft, don't we? I think we need sounds. I feel like we need to add some sounds, so I'm gonna make that a priority here. All right, so after James Cook comes off the board, we have Terry, Mike Evans, Ken Walker, Tet McMillan, and Sutton off the board. I do think that Ken Walker is a great value there at the 408. I am moving him up kind of consistently in my rankings, if I'm honest with you guys. Just that Kubiak system, I think he's going to dominate in. But if I didn't go Kittle at the 402, I think my pick would have been Ken. But I'm trying a very, very unique strategy today, which could go sideways pretty quickly. So just know this is this kind of trial mode right now, but that's why we mock draft. Have I been to New Zealand yet? No, I haven't been to New Zealand. I should, honestly, because it's not like it's a very... Anytime you do a vacation and you're in Sydney, Australia, you probably know this as being from New Zealand. Like trying to vacation anywhere is so hard because everywhere is so far away. Like if you want to go somewhere, it's like, well, you're going to be flying at least 8 hours if you want to go somewhere interesting, you know? Yep. Gator says, got Kyron Williams as my RB2 in the 3rd round here. A different start for me than usual. Yeah, I like it. I like Kyron Williams there. That's what I was saying in the previous mock draft. If he can be your RB2 in round 3, I feel like I find it difficult to make a case against him if that's where you have to draft him. Like, how can I really make a case against him if that's the case? I don't know. I find it difficult to make a case against him. All right, after Burrow comes off the board, we have Metcalf, Smith, Pickens, Worthy. What do you guys think about the mock draft? The mock draft here on the Flock site. What's y'all's thoughts? I want to know. Chris Olave comes off the board. You know, Stable, honestly, I feel like McMillan isn't going high enough. So if his ADP settles to the 4th round, I'm totally fine with that. You know, think about it. Like, how many wide receivers who are drafted top 10 have this type of ADP anymore? We see rookie wide receiver after rookie wide receiver just become league winner and league winner and league winner. So honestly, like personally, I'm surprised that T-Mac is typically a 5th round pick. I mean, y'all saw the last mock draft I was in. I took him in the 5th round because I feel like it's hard to imagine him failing with that kind of ADP. So personally, I don't hate it. I don't think it's crazy there. Jameson, definitely a name I was eyeing up for my next pick, but alas, it did not work out. Nava fold here goes Travis Hunter. What are we going to see here from R3? R3 into building. Bryson says, liking the mock, like the aesthetic. This is perfect. We're going to grab RJ Harvey here. I was very nervous about what running back would come back to me, but you guys went on a huge run of receivers there. Like, my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 receivers after my last pick, and just 5 running backs. That kind of worked out well for me, but I don't want that to be the expectation because I don't expect that to happen in most drafts. Caleb Johnson goes at the 5-12, and I got to make a decision here. Oh. Yeah. Man, I don't know what to do here. Well, grab Jalen Waddle. You guys you ravaged the wide receivers, didn't you? Damn, the wide receivers got just destroyed in that run. T-Mac in the 4th. I don't think it's crazy. Do you guys think it's crazy? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't think it's that crazy. I mean, obviously, like, T-Mac he didn't have the same hype as, you know, a Neighbors or a Marvin last year. But those guys were top 10 picks, and they had clear opportunities. Like, Adunze wasn't a top 10 pick last year because we all saw his situation was very difficult to project opportunities. But let's just look at some ADP here, and let's think about this for a second. This is ADP from 2024. So we had, where did Malik Neighbors? Marvin Harrison was the 16th overall player. Wide receiver 9. Malik Neighbors, where did Neighbors go? It wasn't that far after it, was it? I swear he wasn't. Was Neighbors the wide receiver 24? That does not seem right. I swear we were drafting him in like the 3rd round. Am I tripping? That just doesn't seem right. Where did he go in the Flock League? Maybe I've lost my marbles here. 49th overall just does not seem right. In the Flock League, where did Neighbors go? Neighbors went at the 306. The 306. So what is that? 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. See, that seems much more realistic to me. 30th overall. That's where he went in the Flock League. 49. That just doesn't seem right. But anyway, this might not be making the point I thought it was going to make. But again, you look at like the ADP this year of McMillan, and like 69th overall is his current ADP. That's going to move up, I think. So I don't think he's priced poorly or like in a bad way. I think he's priced as a value right now. But I know all of us might not agree, and that's totally okay. Totally okay. What's up, Akshay? He says, so can I submit an application for the community leagues if I bought the season pass and am guaranteed a spot? Not guaranteed a spot, but you have you have a better chance because you have a chance to enter into them. If there's enough people that really want to be in these leagues, maybe we can make more of them. I'll talk to the commission, see if he wants to make more of them, and we'll make them more available to you guys. We didn't know how popular it would be, but a lot of you guys are wanting to get into these leagues, which is cool. Baker Mayfield coming off the board there. Seahawks offensive coordinator on Ken Walker. I've seen that guy catch the ball well out of the backfield, which I think is really important for our backs that we utilize them. Obviously, whatever we can do to get him touches, throwing him routes out of the backfield, throwing him screens, get the ball in his hands, looking forward to seeing him in this scheme. Every day I find it harder and harder not to move Ken Walker up my rankings, guys. I'm finding it more and more difficult. Next league drawing will be next week. We'll do it early next week. So first stream of the week next week. So first stream of the week next week would be, let me do the math. It would be Monday. Monday, Monster Truck Rally. All right, Debo comes off the board. I was eyeing Debo up. I'm not going to lie to you. But with Debo no longer available, that's okay. We're going to come here and grab a Ricky Pearsall. That's hot. Ooh, that's hot. Oh, my gosh. I have way too many 49ers. Oh, no. I have way too many 49ers. I'm just realizing that. Let's see what happens on the edge here. All right, so Judy goes. And then what are you thinking here, BP? What you got your minds on, my friend? Kind of wish I didn't take Lamar now. If I could take Bo Nix in the 8th round. These running backs are all gross. I might go receiver again. Okay, so Shakir comes off the board. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take Juwan Jennings here. Oh my God. What am I doing? I'm so sorry. That's my 4th 49er. What am I doing? Okay, my bad. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here with us. Hey, I love a mock draft just as much as the next guy, but I did want to jump into a real draft here as well. So we're jumping into the Rabbit. It's a 1 quarterback 15 round best ball tournament over on the FastDraft app. Great thing about best ball, like if you love drafting, like you're probably someone who loves drafting if you're watching this stream because we're doing mock drafts. Let me tell you, There's nothing better than the only thing better than mock drafting is drafting for money. And that's exactly what we're doing here over on the FastDraft app. This is a $50,000 prize pool, 20-second clock, only a $10 entry. So we're going to get some of our exposures up to the players that we like here. I would love for you guys to come join me. We got a nice group chat going where we're drafting together on the FastDraft app. But if you have never played FastDraft before, why not play today? Let's just jump into a draft. You can download the app, use the promo code LAND at sign up. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free Flex 4 tournaments or 5 free Rabbit tournaments on me. And when you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rankings and my rookie report, my cheat sheet, my rookie report for the season. So check out the link I put in the chat there. It's the second link on our link tree. But we are going to jump into a real best ball tournament. The best part about this is I can practice different strategies and I can win money, and I don't have to manage the league. It's not going to replace the Flock League for me. It's not going to replace any of my home leagues. I can just rip a couple drafts off, and then I don't have to think about it. You know, the top players are going to get entered into my week automatically for me, and I'm having one hell of a draft here because Jamar Chase fell to the 102. Someone went Bijan at the 101. So we're going to start lining up our next pick here, and in an ideal world, we can get one of like Taylor, Chase Brown to pair with Jamar Chase. Even like a Bucky or Josh Jacobs, I think I'll be happy with. Drake London just went. So it looks like Team 4 is starting Lamb and London there. Let's see. Saquon was the pick here at the 103. What you gonna do here, brother? What you gonna do? Let me get one of them running backs. So Jonathan Taylor comes off the board. For me, this is Chase Brown, but I like Jacobs as well. Maybe in another draft, I would have gone a different way to get some different exposure, but we've got Chase Brown and Jamar Chase. So we drafted all 49ers in the mock draft, and now in this real best ball tournament, we're starting off with all Bengals. But I like the stacks. I like the stacks in the best ball tournaments. You know, it makes things a little bit more exciting. Cool thing about the Rabbit, by the way, there is a third round reversal. So even though we got to start with Bijan and Chase, we don't get these overpowered teams. So you'll see the 301 goes to the right side of the board there with Papa John starting the round, which I personally like. Not everybody likes it, but I personally like it. I think it adds a little intrigue to the contest. As we see Bucky Irving at the 304. And again, this is a 10-teamer. So this ADP will be, like these drafts will, if you're in a 10-team league, you don't see us really do mock drafts for 10-team leagues. This will be helpful for any 10-team people out there. You'll kind of get to see what the draft board is going to look like. But obviously the third round will go in reverse. As we see Bucky Irving, Garrett Wilson off the board. And we're going to start lining some players up. Is there a running back that we could kind of do this strategy with? Yeah, Brees, Kyron, Amarion, I don't mind that. I don't have any Ken Walker. I could go that route. I definitely want to get my exposure up to him. I also would love to go a onesie. Ooh, maybe I should. I think what I should do is go running back and then hope Burrow falls to me at the 509. Okay. What is Shubes doing? He goes Lamar Jackson there. All right, we're going to grab a running back first. And we don't have any Ken Walker. I want to change that. So we'll go Ken Walker there. On the edge, I don't think I want to force Burrow here, but I'm hoping nobody else is going to draft him. So Hampton comes off the board. Perfect. We'll grab Breece Hall there as our RB3. Damn, this team is kind of nasty. This team is kind of schnasty. WG says only Bengals named Chase is niche. Yeah, you know, I got the Chase brothers. The Chase brothers in the draft here. What is Ingram's ADP? That's a good question. Let's have a geeze. Ingram from last year or this year? Is that what you're asking? From this year, I'm assuming. Let's have a look. Evan Ingram's ADP. Ingram is 83rd overall this year as a tight end 8 so far. Where did he go in this Flock mock draft? He went at the 9-10. I got picked to Judkins because I'm not paying attention. My bad. There goes Loveland off the board. Is there any other 49ers we can add to this team? My gosh. What am I doing? Oh, I'll take Jaden. Yeah, we'll take Jaden Higgins there. I like that. Ingram went at the 9-10 as a tight end 11 in this mock draft over on the Flock site. So, all right, here in the 4th round, after I took Breece Hall, Marvin Adams, Tyreek, Jaden, Kyron, Kittle, all off the board. Rashee Rice ends up going at the 409. Then Mike Evans comes off the board as well. All right, so far. Oh, sorry, guys. I need to get my stream deck set up. So far, so good. There's no Joe Burrow off the board, and that's what we want. I hope nobody is drafting with us that's watching the stream at the moment. So far, it's very promising. Please don't draft Joe Burrow. How high is he in the queue? All right, it could be realistic for us to think about this. I have so much Jameson. Oh, I think someone took Joe. What are you doing, Team 6? Team 5? Is that 5? My bad, 5. Damn it. You just like ruining people's days, don't you? Sick son of a bitch. So we're not going to get the Joe Burrow Chase stack, unfortunately. All right. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen. We have to, we have to learn from our losses and say, okay. It's only a start 8. Can I even start another running back? I could. Yeah, we're going to get a little crazy with this one. We're going to grab RJ Harvey. We have 4 running backs through the first 5 rounds. And now our goal is just, let's smash some wide receivers. And the best thing about the best ball style is we don't need to worry about consistency. So, ooh, I love that Pickens is there. I feel like this draft is just, they're waiting for me to win the league right now. They're waiting for me to win the rabbit. I feel like you're handing it to me right now, gang. Don't let me get a wide receiver that I can count on in the 7th and 8th round now. Don't let me do it. What's up, Manjo? Welcome in. Mike says, I did that with the Bears last mock without realizing it. All right, to those people who have gotten the season pass so far, I want a consensus. I want to know what you enjoy the most about the season pass. What do you enjoy most about the website so far? What feature is standing out to you the most, is speaking to you the most? I want to know. I want to pick your brain. As Jameson comes off the board, Chuba, Smith, Metcalf. Start queuing up some players here at wide receiver. It's funny because like we can take Jordan Addison in this. We don't have to worry about what week we want to start him. We could take even a Travis Hunter is not really a concern in a best ball format like this. The way the rabbit tourney works as well, by the way, is it's total points from weeks 1 to 17. So it's a little bit different than other best ball sites. So, you don't have to like be so focused on like, oh my God, am I stacking the right players for week 17? Do I have the right correlation? Do I have the right matchups I'm chasing in week 17? It's all about the most points from weeks 1 to 17. So in a way, I feel like this really lets you be more of a traditional drafter where you're drafting like your favorite players, the players that you think are going to do the best. It's not so much a science, more there's like a true passion point. Does that make sense? But that's one of the reasons I love FastDraft. Joe Mixon in the 7th round here, by the way. Waddle comes off the board. Let's see. Who's going to go next? We got plenty of great options here at receiver. I don't have any Zay Flowers. That's probably not a surprise to any of you guys. Shaku says, I think it's time for me to invest in the season pass. Roma Dunze comes off the board there. So I like Jawan, but I have a plan here. So instead, we'll grab Zay Flowers. I don't really like Zay Flowers. I don't like his consistency, but at the same time, I don't have to worry about when I'm starting Zay Flowers in this format. I have a plan. Jacoby Myers comes off the board there. Okay, incredible. Welcome home, Ricky Pearsall. I mean, keep in mind, we started with 4 running backs in the first 5 rounds, and this is the team that we currently have. Brown, Walker, Hall, Harvey. You're thinking, man, the wide receivers must look terrible then. Chase, Pickens, Flowers, Pearsall. That's not a bad start. That's not a bad start, in my opinion. What's up, Arnav? Arnav. Am I saying that right? I apologize. He says, I have the 10th round pick in a 10-man league PPR. What's the recommended strategy? I would go with the strategy I presented in my video a couple days ago. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, on our channel, I posted, I think, 2 days ago. And it's called the #1 strategy in fantasy football. And it's very viable in a PPR 10-team league. But if you're in a 10-team league, it's like something like this, like me being on FastDraft right now, like these 10-team rabbit tournaments, actually probably very helpful for you if you want to get some practice in. Because it's going to be, the ADP is going to be a little bit closer, and like the way you can build a team is going to be a little bit closer than if you're jumping into like 12-team mock drafts, right? So if you want to download the app FastDraft, use my promo code LAND. I'll match your deposit up to $50, and then you'll get my cheat sheet for free. But I think anyone who's in a 10-team league out there, FastDraft is going to be so helpful. And if you love drafting, get some practice in before your home leagues, and then there's no commitment to manage these teams, and then you can win some money too. As Travis Kelce goes at the 8-10, then Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel. I was kind of hoping he might fall. Man, I don't mind Jerry Jeudy here if he falls. Love Josh Downs. You guys know that. Love Justin Fields. You guys know that. Love Jordan Mason. Mark Andrews is a very easy to pick to make now, I would say. We could stack Brock Purdy. I'm fine with Njoku. I'm fine with Dak. These are all fine options here. Let's see what options we have when it comes up to our pick. So Josh Downs does come off the board, unfortunately. Same with Jerry Jeudy. We shouldn't really expect those guys to last to the 909 anyway. But what's up, FDR? Says, going into my second year of fantasy, finished 3rd last year, heavily invested in rookies. What rookies do you have high hopes exposure for? There's a video coming out soon about running backs, and I'll talk about a lot of rookies there. But I like T-Mac a lot. I like going the late tight ends. You know, the Lovelands, the Warrens. Those are guys that I will target if I don't go elite guy early. As Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is a safer pick this year. All right, we're going to grab Njoku here. And then we're going to see what quarterback's available on the turn. Because we can either stack Dak and Pickens or Pearsall and Purdy. And either of those options are intriguing to me. I think that's the play. One of those options is going to work out great. All right, what do we think, guys? I did not think that this draft was going to go well after I started 4 running backs in 5 rounds. But now who do we prefer? I think I prefer the Dak. I think I prefer the Dak Pickens stack. What do we think of the squad? Through 10 rounds, Dak Prescott's our quarterback. We've got Brown, Chase Brown, Ken Walker, Breece Hall, RJ Harvey. And then at wide receiver, Chase, Pickens, Flowers, Pearsall, and Njoku at tight end. Not too shabby, eh? Not too shabby. What you guys think? Trying to win the whole damn thing here. But yeah, I would say those rookies. like the Lovelands, the Warrens. Golden's a really affordable name too. Those would be the main guys I'd be targeting this year. Let's see. Trying to catch up with the chat here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for showing some love. Shaku says, no reason for you to be able to grab Pearsall and Pickens and have the opportunity to stack both in the 10th. I appreciate you. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling myself right now. Am I saying your name right, by the way? Shaku? Is that how you say it? Chase at 2 isn't fair. You're right. Like, I did have a little bit of an advantage to start. Do you think Stephon Diggs will be a good flex? Yes, I like Stephon Diggs a lot. You know, we've been drafting him. The way FastDraft does it is they have exposure by tournament. So this is a new tournament than the original Rabbit. But we were drafting a lot of Stephon Diggs before he kind of got cleared, just because he just seemed like the obvious no-brainer number one option in that offense. I might be able to come back and stack Purdy too here. Are they going to let me do this? I might be able to just grab Purdy as well. Let's see. Is Shoobs going to let me grab Purdy here? Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if this isn't a masterclass, I don't know what is. We're going to go ahead and stack Purdy with Pearsall after we stacked Dak with Pickens. I mean, could we have had a better draft? I don't know. I honestly don't know if we could have. And then we'll grab Tucker Kraft here, who I like in best ball as well. And then from here on out, I can just grab whatever running backs and receivers I like to fill out the rest of this team. I don't think I could have had a better draft there. Diggs, I'm not looking for Diggs to be my wide receiver 2. I mean, remember, your original question was, can he be a good flex? When you ask me flex, I'm thinking about a flex option not being my wide receiver 2 in my lineup, right? So that's more like him being your wide receiver 4, 3. You know what I mean? Okay, it's Shaku. Shaku. Am I saying that right? Shaku. I do like Kyle Williams a lot as well. Would I consider Ladd as an anchor wide receiver? No, I wouldn't. I think he can establish himself to become that. Like, drafting Ladd, I don't think is a bad idea at all. If you're gonna go running back early and Ladd's an option in round 2, I don't think it's a bad option whatsoever. But I wouldn't consider him an anchor. I think he can develop into that. Like, he's kind of like where Amon-Ra was heading into his second year, where it's like we know what he can do. We don't have concerns about drafting him at his ADP, and he can become a superstar. Okay, so we have Tootin, Spears, McCarthy, Trevor, Drake, Pitts coming off the board. I actually wanted to look at something today, and I'm glad we just saw Kyle Pitts go off the board, because I'm just curious. Like, I know we've all written off Kyle Pitts, but man, it really sounds like Michael Penix likes Kyle Pitts. And I don't want to fall into the trap, but at the same time, he was like, what, round 5 last year, Kyle Pitts was? I want to know what his splits were with Penix this year. With this last year. Give me 1 second. Was there anything significant there? No. But the problem is, Michael Penix, he only started 3 games. He didn't start 5 games. What games were those that Penix started? I'm trying to remember. Wasn't it the last 3 games? Oh, shoot. I'm on the clock. Oh, shoot. Okay. Pittman. Sure. Kind of freaked out there a little bit. All right, we're going to try and come back and either grab Kyle Williams or Dylan Sampson here. Or Isaac Arindo. Trey Harris comes off the board. Honestly, Ayuk in the 15th round, though. Do we want to pass that up? That would give us 6 receivers. So Dylan comes off the board. Man, I know he's going to be injured for a while. I just can't bring myself to pass up on 14th round Brandon Ayuk. I can't pass that up. Maybe I'll regret it. I don't know. Okay, so Penix started the last 3 games. Yeah. So these splits are not reliable from RotoViz just because it's not really where he started. He just played in like 22% of the snaps in week 11, 10% of the snaps in week 7. So that's why it says 5 games there. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use our comparison tool. And I just want to look at Kyle Pitts specifically in those 3 games. So what did he look like specifically from week 16 to 18? It's a very small sample size, but I'm just curious. Like, did we have anything interesting with Kyle Pitts? Was there anything worth noting? Not really. 6.5 points per game in PPR. 3 targets per game. Yeah, that's bleak. I don't know. I mean, if we're drafting Kyle Pitts late, the only reason we're doing it is because Michael Penix says he likes Kyle Pitts. I can't think of another reason why we're doing it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. That's a toughie. Okay, so after I took Ayuk, we have Goddard, Kyle, Ray Davis, Isaac, Najee, Goff, Kirk, Chubb, Taylor, Jonnu off the board. Ooh, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt's a nice one. I want to find someone like, Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford's same as Rashad White. A lot of these guys are no-brainers as like, Brashard Smith too. DJ. I think I want to draft DJ. I just feel like if anything were to happen to Johnny Taylor, I think DJ's probably a league winner. If Johnny Taylor has some sort of injury, DJ Giddens is going to be on a lot of league winning teams. Should I do it? There's so many good options though. Yeah, F it. Let's grab DJ Giddens. We did it. We drafted over on the FastDraft app. I appreciate y'all for being there with us. So heads up, the Rabbit $10 entry. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. The Rabbit $10 entry is currently 14% full. The first tournament already filled. And we didn't anticipate that to fill that fast. So currently 14% done. How many max entries can you get in this one? Where does it say? I can't see. Where does it say? 3 spots remaining in the next Rabbit if anybody wants to join. Max entries 150. 150 max entries. All right, 2 spots. Is that 3 or 2 spots remaining? I think it's 3. Is it 2? Is it? All right, 2 spots remaining in the latest Rabbit. Again, I'd love for you to come draft with me on the Rabbit. If you want to get in a draft with me, 10-teamer, download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts in Flex 4 and 5 free Rabbits. When you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report and my cheat sheet for the year completely free. I just put a link in the chat, but you can also go to FastDraft and use the promo code LAND, whatever works for you. We currently have 1 spot left, just 1 spot left. Let me see. Let me just message our group that we draft together with. 1 spot in this Rabbit if anyone wants to join. 1 spot. All right. And by the way, if you do sign up on FastDraft, DM me on Discord because I'd love to add you to our group chat where we're drafting together. That's my username there. If you guys can see that. So yeah. Oh wait, I don't have the chat on, do I? Let me turn the chat on. At ZAXAVAGE, okay? All right, it looks like we are jumping into a draft here, and oh my god, I'm sorry. I no excuses. I need to get my stream deck sorted. We're at the 102 again. Oh no. I might have to switch it up here. I'm gonna do something crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna do something crazy. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna draft CeeDee Lamb here. Yeah, we're gonna take CeeDee Lamb here. I want to switch it up. I want to switch my builds up. I want to get some practice. All right, let's get some 10-team league practice here. All right, who's with me? Who's with me in the chat? Xander says you basically rebuilt the 49ers. Shane says, could you ask the devs to put a Superflex redraft mock option? Ooh, is that not an option? I didn't really. I think it is. You mean as like a public lobby? Yeah, you mean as like a public lobby. Hey. Right, Shane? TD says it's rigged. Yeah, let me ask them now. I'll put this in the chat for them to see. All right, I'm gonna just message them now so they know. All right, that's in there like swimwear, my friend. All right, trying to catch up with the chat. What y'all saying? What y'all saying, Willis? I think he meant San Francisco. I did take CD over JJ. Yes, that is the latest update in my rankings. I only did that recently, so the draft guide might not even have that update. Let me see. That's one change that will be on the draft guide next week if it's not there already. Yeah. Right now I have Jefferson over Lamb in the draft guide, but next week it'll say CD over Jefferson. And the only reason that I'm doing that, by the way, is because when you're drafting these picks so high, in one league maybe I'll go Jefferson, in the other league maybe I'll go CD. But when you're drafting these guys so high, the fact that there is already a soft tissue injury Jefferson's dealing with, I'm not avoiding him whatsoever. I'm still drafting Jefferson in the top 4 or 5, like no problem whatsoever. But when you're really splitting hairs, the fact that CD is going into the season completely healthy, and you don't even have to ask that question, it's enough for me to just say, hey, let me think about this for a second. Yeah, we'll grab Brock Bowers here. We'll start CD Brock Bowers. So that's the only reason. They're extremely close in my rankings. I don't think you can make like a strong case against CeeDee Lamb, especially considering the season he had last year without Dak Prescott for the majority of the season. I mean, let's go to our comparison tool over on the Flock site, which again, you can get access with Season Pass. You can use this comparison tool whenever with the Season Pass. It's one of the many tools that you get when you get that Season Pass. But when you compare them last year, points per game, Jefferson was about a full point per game better, but you have to include the context that was no Dak Prescott for the majority of the season. That's very important context. But targets per game, you know, CeeDee Lamb up there, ahead of Jefferson, very close. Target share, very close, both over 28%. So I don't think it's like an insane take when you consider the last time CeeDee Lamb had a fully healthy season was actually 2023, you know? And we know Dak Prescott is reliable. So I don't think it's insane to put them in the same conversation, personally. All right. Arnov says you forgot to take a running back. That's not the strategy I'm going with this year, though, my friend. Oh, you meant in round 2, yeah. Well, I'm open to going running back there, but I like to try things, a little bit differently. And, something that I did mention, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson here. Something that I did mention in that video is Lamar Jackson should not be available at 309. But something I mentioned in that video is like in your smaller leagues, I said this, the smaller your league, the smaller your starting lineup, the more important the onesies are, right? So, for example, if you're out there and you're watching this and you're in a 10-team league, if I have a chance to get a Bowers or an elite quarterback like a Lamar or a Josh Allen, I should probably take that chance because it means far more in a 10-teamer where superstars are winning your league. It's easier to fill out your running backs and your wide receivers in a 10-team league compared to a 12-team league, right? Your quarterbacks, your elite ones, your elite tight ends, those mean a little bit more in this format. We're going to grab Kyron Williams here in this sort of format. Now, if you're in a 10-team start 12 or something crazy like that, obviously you'll have to think about it a little bit differently because it'll be hard to fill out a starting lineup. But if you're out there and you're in a 10-team, you're in a 10-team, it's like start 7 lineup, only one flex. I mean, I am definitely wanting to get those elite quarterback and tight ends on my team. So that's why I added that caveat of like the start 7 versus the start 10. But that can go even further when you think about like being in a 12-man versus a 10-man league, right? Because again, think about it logically. It is easier to fill out your lineup when you have 10 teams you're drafting against versus 12. And then if you go in and add it further, and what does my starting lineup need? So yeah, there's a lot more flexibility, I think, in a 10-team versus a 12-team. But at the same time, in a best ball draft, I'm not going to draft the same team every single time either because I want to have a little bit of a unique roster. I'm going to draft my guys, no doubt about it. But I also want to get a little unique. And I can tell you, I definitely don't have a team so far this year that has CD, Bowers, and Jackson as a start. That's for damn sure. What's up, Loose Balls Podcast? They are saying, how would you rank Jacobs, Bucky, Chase Brown, Kyron, Achane? It's a good question. As I pour me some water. Achane's in a different stratosphere for me compared to these guys. Like if you told me I want to take Achane in round 1, I would say, yeah, I don't blame you. Fair enough. So I don't think Achane's in the same category as those other names that are being mentioned. But in my rankings, I believe it would be, let me double check because we actually have my draft guide. Yeah, so I have Bucky, Chase, and then I have Jacobs. And then who was the other one that you mentioned? Kyron. And then Kyron would be after those guys. I will put Kyron in a lower tier than the Bucky, Chases, and Jacobs personally. I'm not afraid to draft him if he's my RB3 in like a home league. I know this is best ball that I'm doing right now. But he'd have to be my RB2 in like round 3 or something. All right. We have one of everything here. So I want to start building out some receivers and running backs. I actually really love Henderson here. So I'm going to go Travion Henderson first at the 509 as my RB2. And then I'm going to see what team 1 does. They go Chuba Hubbard there. I wanted to make sure and not miss out on Travion Henderson there. What are we going to do here? Oh, that's Prince Dre. Hey, Prince Dre's in the building. I just realized that we're mocking with Dre, someone in our community. What's up, brother? Yeah, I think now I'm definitely going to lean wide receiver here. And yeah, we don't have any DJ Moore, so let's draft some DJ Moore there as our wide receiver 2. But you know what I mean? Like, I would not be able to wait this long for my wide receiver 2s and running back 2 in a 12-team league. It wouldn't look the same. I wouldn't have the same options. Context of your league is so important, guys. Oh, we got TD in here as well. Who all's drafting with me here? Looks like we got a big old land community draft here. Yep, I agree, Mike. Lou says, what about Adams, Marvin, Garrett? Half PPR, struggling to pick one. Yeah, I think the most reliable answer there is Adams. I would be shocked if Adams somehow fails. But I would say after Adams, Garrett Wilson, and then Marvin. Marvin has a lot more to prove than those other names. But I would also say I wouldn't be shocked if any one of those guys finish over the other. Would not be shocked whatsoever if Marvin Harrison Jr. comes out here and has a top 6 season. That's how talented he was. Don't forget how good of a prospect he is. He didn't have it all figured out as a rookie. Malik Neighbors did. That's okay. Different situations. Not everybody's ready to go at the same time. It's okay. Landon says, between elite quarterbacks or tight ends, which ones do you target? You can't go into a draft thinking like that, honestly. Like, you can't go into a draft thinking, okay, in my 10 team or whatever you're in round 3, I'm going to target this player. Because let's be honest, drafts don't go the way we want them to. We can mock draft and we can be prepared as much as we possibly can. But everyone's got a plan until you jump into a real draft and it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. So I really think like tier-based drafting is important, which is why my rankings on the draft guide are in tiers. Now, it's not a perfect science, but if there's clearly a better quarterback available than a tight end, you go that way. You know, if Lamar's available and the best tight end is Sam Laporta, you're not going to draft Sam Laporta. All right. We got some options here. Ooh, I would love Olave here as our wide receiver 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and lock that up. Wide receiver 3, Olave in the 7th round. I love drafting Olave when he falls in drafts. It feels very good. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I'm not as obsessed with this team as I was with the last draft that we did. But we're gonna grab Olave, then Jacoby Myers comes off the board, and I'm hoping. Don't make me drop back-to-back Zay Flowers. There's just no running back here that really. Monty's there. I guess Pacheco. We're drafting a lot of Pacheco, but let's just keep doing it. We'll grab Pacheco there as our RB3. What do we think? This is through 8 rounds. Lamar, Kyron, Henderson, Pacheco, Lamb, Moore, Olave, Bowers. I don't know. Not obsessed with it, but I like trying. I like trying different things. Trying to keep up with the chat here. Where were we at? Did that answer your question, Landon? I appreciate you, my friend. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Cannot wait to be in some real drafts with you guys tomorrow. First real draft of the year. It's going to hit like none else. Justin Fields comes off the board there at the 807. Same with Jerry Jeudy. Man, I'd love to know what's going on with Rashee Rice and Quinshon Judkins, wouldn't you? I'd love to know what's going on there. Does Flock have an app? No, not yet. It's not off the table for the future. It's just the fees to run an app. Anybody out there ever like created their own app? The fees to run an app are insane. Like the prices that these platforms are asking to just run an app. It's wild, guys. Like it's ridiculous what they're asking you to pay. All right, this might work out really well. I definitely want like a Josh Downs, an Igbuka here, Jordan Mason. Maybe because I like two of those receivers, I'll prioritize Mason. Yeah, I think we'll prioritize Mason if he's available. Cool. Let's grab Mason there, and then whichever of those receivers fall back, Igbuka or Downs, we'll be happy with. Oh wait, Prince might be watching the stream. Prince. Oh no, Prince. Don't screw me. Just take one of them. Yeah, Landon. He says, just thinking what'd be better. Obviously, specifically targeting a certain player isn't great for sure. All right, Prince goes Godwin there, which means we're gonna get one of Josh Downs or Emeka Egbuka. So we can grab either. I'm gonna grab Josh. I'll grab Josh this time. Maybe next time it would have been Downs. I don't know. I don't hate this squad. We got some guys who could pop off and things could go our way. Running back room isn't nice. That's what happens when you go Bowers and Lamar early. Running back room is not nice to look at. I'll be honest with you. He says, I only asked because I'm going to the Midwest to draft and I'll probably have to take my laptop. Yeah, definitely have your laptop with you for sure. All right, Dak Prescott comes out. Oh, by the way, I mean, one thing we haven't really talked about much lately is the Flock meetup. If any of you guys want to meet up with all the creators on the site, then you should definitely know about the Flock meetup. That is happening on the 17th of August at Revelry Kitchen and Bar in Austin, Texas. Got to meet, Badaki got to meet some of you last year. I was sick. I had to go home, but I'll be there this year. Badaki will be there this year. All the other creators would love to meet you guys. You know, I'm pretty energetic here on our stream, but I am not exactly the most social person in public, so I'm going to do my best to, but it would be really cool to see your guys' like faces and put it to a name. But yeah, I'd love to see as many people from the LAN community as possible there. Sunday, August 17th. I think my wifey might be there as well. All right, so Scattaboo comes off the board at the 10-8 with J.K. Dobbins behind him. Matthew Golden in the 11th round is nice, man. That's nice. I like it a lot. All right, what do we have available to us? Don't hate the idea of like a Tyler Warren. Man, these running backs are kind of gross right now. I'm going to leave running back for a minute. But I like getting some shares of Keon. Mooney is not a bad pick here. I don't have much Cooper Kupp. I don't know what to think about that situation. As McCarthy comes off the board in the 11th round. Colson Loveland was selected. You know what? Let's grab Tyler Warren, and then whatever receiver comes back, we're happy with. What has Prince got going on here at the one spot? So he went Chase, Taylor, Brees, JSN Hubbard. He kind of went the strategy that we talked about there in our video. I like the squad he's got going on, not going to lie. So he ended up with Ingram and Purdy at quarterback tight end. I wonder if he might have wanted Warren there. Maybe not. We'll grab Keon Coleman here. Don't have to worry about starting him because obviously best ball, he'll be started for us if he has a big week. But yeah, I appreciate you guys big time. I'm going to keep doing this draft, but again, I said it at the very beginning of the stream. I'll say it again now. The 2025 Season Pass, brand new product. We've never created this product before. Is available on the Flock Fantasy website. Use the promo code LAND to sign up. FlockFantasy.com/land. When you do sign up for $34 after you use our promo code, you'll get unlimited access to the site for the entire season this year. You get 2 free start sit questions for live streams, 2 free trade questions for live streams, 4 total. You get my draft guide, everyone else's draft guide on the site, and unlimited access to the website, as well as the ability to enter into raffles for community leagues. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing a real draft on this stream, okay? While the Hall of Fame game is happening, a real league draft with real people. And you got a chance to be in next week's version of that, all right? And if you did sign up and you want to know how to be a part of those leagues, there is a link in the Discord. So let me show you. So in the Discord, under the LAN tab, there's the announcements tab. So once you get a season pass or become an annual member with promo code LAND, right in the announcements tab on Discord, you will see the link, the Google form where you can sign up. So please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. There goes Nightbot. I was like, is Nightbot awake or what's going on? I see Prince saying I'm sniping him. Okay, there's a person in our queue that's still available. Who is that? Who's in our queue that's still available? Cooper Cup? Okay, we might take a little Coopy Cup here. Yeah, let's take some Cooper Cup. Take some round 13 Cooper Cup. Don't mind if I do. What's up, Michael? Glad to have you here, my man. What's up, Zick? Welcome in. Drew, are we doing another draft? Maybe. I mean, I might jump into one here to end the stream and do it offline. Let's see. I think there's a good chance. Can't tell you the amount of Isaiah Likely I have, guys. It's kind of sad. We'll grab Tank Bigsby here. We have a lot of Tank Bigsby too. Last pick, we're going to need to draft a quarterback. I don't care what quarterback's available. Any of them are fine, honestly. Any of them are A-okay with me. I just realized I'm not even showing you guys a draft board. My bad. So I did take Cooper Kupp in round 13 and Tank in round 14. My bad. After that, we see Chubb and Samson off the board. All right. I want to hear a hot take to end today's stream. Give me your hot take for this year. Only one, though. You can only choose one hot take. I don't know if I want to share my hot takes yet because I got to have my Guys episode come out. But I want to hear your hot takes. I want to know where you are. Fritz says Kyle Williams will be this year's Brian Thomas Jr. I do love me some Kyle Williams. That's hot. Sub to PewDiePie says Bryce Young, a top 10 quarterback. Now with Ted McMillan, anything's possible, right? Anything is possible. I do not think that is without outside the range of outcomes. As Woody Marks comes off the board. Elijah Arroyo, top 10. I like that. We had Elijah Arroyo as a my guy in our Dynasty rookie draft guide. So I'm all about that, baby. Is there a reason Jared Goff is available in the 15th round? Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I kind of want to go Anthony Richardson just for fun, but I'm not an idiot. Yeah, we don't have any Trevor Lawrence. Let's get just at least one share of Trevor. We got Trevor and Tank now. They're going to lead the way. Oh, gosh. Can you imagine? All right. I'll jump into another one here, and I might go offline with it, but I would love for you guys to come join me. Anybody jumping into another one? I might jump into another one. 3 spots remaining. These are filling up pretty fast. 2 spots remaining now. Let's see. Do I want to stay online for this one? Maybe. I don't know. But I would love to join with you guys in these 10-team rabbit tournaments, guys. 1 spot remaining now. Come draft with me on the FastDraft app. All right, download the FastDraft app on any platform. Use the promo code LAND at sign up. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That's 10 free Flex 4 tournaments or 5 free rabbits. And then I'm going to send you my season rankings and cheat sheet completely free. And I'm going to go ahead and put this link in the chat, by the way, the link to draft with us. It's the second link on the link tree. Use the promo code LAND and you'll be good to go. Hopefully in this next one, we're not in the top 2. Okay, no, we're not. I was going to say, I like being in the top 2, but I want to draft elsewhere too. Cool. We're at the 7 spot. All right. I'm going to stream the first couple rounds in. How about that? How about that? Michael says you got to do another one. Yeah, at the 7 spot, my favorite. I will say the 7 spot is a lot less scary in a 10-teamer, though. I'm not very scared of the 7 spot in a 10-teamer, honestly. The ADP is just, it's much more friendly, I'd say. So Chase, Bijan, CD, Saquon Jefferson, Gibbs. I was hoping someone was going to do something stupid. Yeah, we'll grab Puka here. You can see I have 0% of these guys because I haven't had any drafts in the new $10 rabbit on the back end of the board. All my drafts have been on the front end of the board in the top 6. That's why I have no shares yet of this new tourney for the Genty, Neighbors, Collins, and Monraz. So we got to change that. We got to get that exposure up. Any opinions on Jacoby Myers? I think he's like a flex option, you know. He's a fine flex, not going to win you your league. Probably not going to be the reason you win a week, but he will be the reason you don't lose it. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Okay, so after Puka, CMC comes off the board. The Neighbors, Collins, Achane, Genty. That means Henry's available, no? Yeah, we've got Durka. Let's try the strat. All right, let's see what we can do in a 10-teamer. Y'all want me to try the anchor wide receiver strat here? Double RB. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can pull it off for our 10-teamers. This is a official shot at it for our 10-team people out there. I'm gonna give it my best shot here, okay? I'm gonna say this is a real home league, and I'm gonna do everything I can to follow my strategy to a T. So we start Puka, Henry. Love JJ McCarthy. He was my favorite buy in dynasty leagues all offseason. A lot to prove yet, but yeah, I'm a big fan of JJ. Hard to see him failing in that offense. You know, like super flex leagues, he's going to be a really nice pick, I think. So Brian Thomas, London, McConkey, Chase, Jacobs. And here's the awesome thing about being at the back end of the board is we're about to get that 3rd round reversal, baby. We're about to get that 3rd round reversal. I want to get them bunny ears they got. Look at Foxworthy's bunny years and 4th and Lange. I want them bunny years, man. I think you have to do like 500 drafts or something to get them. I got to be close. Bowers, A.J. Brown. Oh, yeah. We're going to be able to do it. Leave me Bucky. Leave me Bucky. Come on. Leave me Bucky. Don't do it, JSD. Let's go. All right. Welcome home, Bucky Irving. All right. Executing the strategy to a T, ladies and gentlemen. To a T. See, the 7th spot in a 10-teamer is actually, it's not bad at all, honestly. It's not bad at all. I'm gonna say Shaq, man. I'm not saying your name right. I'm so sorry. It was Sheku, wasn't it? Sheku. Puka is elite over Neighbors. They're both great options. I don't mind which way you go. I do prefer Puka just slightly. We know the quarterback play that he has. He's in a better offense. You know, last year, Puka was like wide receiver 3 in points per game already. Only Godwin and Jamar Chase had more points per game. I mean, last year, Puka scored more points per game than like Jefferson. So, obviously, like, Devontae Adams being there, I understand why people have their concerns, but no team targeted wide receivers more last year than the Los Angeles Rams. You know? I think you're in safe hands if you go with the Rams receiver. All right, so we have Josh Allen, Bucky, McBride, Brees, Lamar, Kyron, Garrett, T. Higgins, and Amarion Hampton. After Jalen Hurts comes off the board, JSN as well. Devontae Adams was eyeing him up, not going to lie. And because I'm in a 10-team league here, remember how I said in round 4, do you have an elite onesie option? I'm about to have that. So you'll see me execute that. It's either going to be Daniels or Kittle. They're both available. I'm going to go Daniels. I know I don't have any Kittle yet, but I'm going to go Daniels there. So again, I said this in your smaller formats. Is there an elite onesie available in round 4? Well, here there was. And his name is Jaden Daniels. I like this start a lot. I mean, is Kittle going to fall back to us? I don't know. Let's see. Michael says, I like the idea, but I just get a mother flocker with code LAND. Yeah, both options are great. The season pass is more if you're like if you don't care about fantasy year round, and if you don't have like the desire to get like a personalized team review from me, then go with the season pass. Season pass comes to give you access to the site, my rankings, my draft guide, which will constantly update, free vouchers on the Flock site. It'll give you a lot. I'm going to get Kittle here too. Perfect. So we're going to start here with Puka, Henry, Bucky, Daniels, Kittle. I have no doubt we're going to be able to build a monster team right now. Again, because it's a 10-teamer, I'm not that worried about filling out my wide receivers. I already got 2 running backs I love. This squad's about to be nasty, y'all. But yeah, if you want to like a personalized team review, become an annual member. But what you can do as well, I believe I talked to the devs about this. You can buy the redraft pass if you prefer to start off. And then I believe at some point, if you decide to become an annual member and you want to get like the team playbook from us, you can upgrade. And it will take the $34 off the upgrade anyway. So completely up to you guys. All right. What are we thinking about this team? I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love with that girl. All right, close your eyes for a second, guys. Close your eyes. All right, I want to paint a picture for you. You just started your fantasy football draft. You're through 5 rounds. And you've got Jaden Daniels. You've got Derrick Henry, Bucky Irving, Puka Nacua, and George Kittle. Now open your eyes. How you feel? Because I feel ecstatic. I'm glad I stayed on stream for this one. So Henderson, Kamara, Burrow, McMillan, Pick, and Sutton come off the board. I was eyeing up Cortland Sutton there. We got plenty of options here. Ooh, I might grab Terry here with this stack. I might stack Terry. But I love me some JMO. Totally okay to take DK at this point, this late in the draft. I have nothing against that. And maybe let's see how far Terry falls. Can I push Terry to round 7? Devonta comes off the board. Okay. Let's take our beloved Jameson Williams. And I'm happy with any of these 4 that come back to me. Terry, Metcalf, Ridley, Hunter, or Caleb. Any of these guys come back to me, we're chilling. That's my dog crying if anyone's hearing that. Sorry. My dog is so pitiful when my wife leaves. He just cries his head off. Okay. Unfortunately, Ridley, McLaurin, Metcalf all come off the board. So that didn't exactly go as planned, but we have Travis Hunter there. Man, this would have been goated if Terry fell a little more. All right, Travis Hunter. In a 10 team, I don't understand why I wouldn't take the risk. Honestly. It's going to be so easy to find guys that you can flex. Why not take the risk in a 10-teamer? So this is what we're looking like. And this is through 7 rounds. Daniels, Henry Irving, Puka, Jameson, Hunter, Kittle. Not bad. Not bad. Mike says, I like it. So tomorrow on the Hall of Fame game, Hall of Fame game starters. I want to see who we're actually going to see, because I don't know if we're going to see anyone important. I think Amarion's playing, no? Okay, let's have a quick look together. The NFL is back. Okay, things that we need to know. DJ Ungalele is slated to play in the second half. Brendan Rice will play. It's a dynasty pool for anyone out there. This is, yeah, I guess this is the first time we'll see Detroit's coordinator, but we won't see all the players. Amarion Hampton is playing, is that right? Okay, I think Amarion is playing. Same with Trey Harris. Same with KLS. So at least there's going to be something interesting to look at, right? Have low expectations. Okay, guys, have low expectations. Honestly, I don't know why I wouldn't take a shot on Mixon here if he falls. Someone give me one good reason not to take a shot on Mixon here. I can't hear you. 8th round. I'll get Chubb later or something. I do like Aaron Jones here. I do like Debo. We can get the Debo stack. B-Rob or Downs. We got plenty of great options here still. Plenty of great options. Ricky P coming off the board. What's up, Zick? So if you become a mother flocker, the real benefits are when you're an annual member. And with the promo code LAND, it brings it to 97 for the entire year. As we'll go Debo there. We'll stack up Debo with Daniels. I love that. So if you do the math, if you think about that, 97 over the course of a year, because the season pass is only for the season, right? You don't get any access in 2026. That's why we call it the season pass. But being an annual Mother Flocker member, you get the personalized team review. All right, that's something you don't get in the season pass. The Discord as well. And then if you think about that in the course of a 12 months, it's about $8 per month. Johnny says, am I a Mother Flocker if I'm in Discord, or what is it? You should be able to connect your Discord over in the My Account. So if you go to My Account, you should be able to connect your Discord at the bottom there. Sync Discord roles. All right. Okay, so I'm glad I stayed for this draft because I am thrilled with what we've put together here so far. This is a one quarterback draft. Yeah, Drew. Mike says the offseason is where a lot of awesome Dynasty content is. If you're into that, that's right. Over on the Dynasty Land channel. I saw Marion play last year without knowing who he was, and he seemed leagues above everyone else on the field. He looked like JT. Yeah, we love us some of Marion, man. He was my locked and loaded 102 right after the combine. That was enough for me to lock him in there and say, yep, this guy's going round one. So we got Josh Downs in our queue. We might be able to sneak him in here. There's not a running back I'm obsessed with, honestly. We might be able to sneak some Joshy Downs in here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't let me do it. Don't let me do it. Don't let me do it, Steve. Steve, let me do it. This is officially an incredible draft. Look, we'll get some other running backs, all right? Calm down. We'll get some guys later on, but, I mean, it's nasty. That's nasty, my guys. Kelsey in round 10 is not bad, actually. Not bad. Good size. We could stack Purdy if we wanted. I don't mind going one of those. What we couldn't do at running back. I have an idea. I just don't feel like this is the round to draft one. With Daniels and Kittle. I will draft Matthew Golden if he's available next. All right. I said I'd do it. Welcome home, Matthew Golden. We do not need to worry about wide receiver for the rest of this draft. We do not need to think about the position. So we'll find ways to fill out the rest of this team through the next 4 rounds. All right, Mike. Have a good night. What's up, 50 Cal? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping in, my friend. All right, after Golden, we get Caleb, Dak, Dobbins. All off the board. Beanie. Bean. Sorry, guys. My dog just freaks out when someone leaves the house. He just cries his head off. So if any of you heard that, I apologize. He's just a sad boy. All right, let's line up a Sharbs. Let's line up some Dylan, some Jaden, some Trey, some Tank, some Jerome. Still plenty of options here. I don't even mind the idea of taking a shot on Tootin. So Tootin comes off the board. That's funny. What time is it in America right now? Time in New York. It's only 10:20 p.m. Not bad. Okay, Tank comes off the board. We will grab some Tajay. We don't have any Tajay yet. Tajay's interesting, man. If they just give him some opportunities. Like, if Tony Pollard had any serious injury last year, I feel like Tajay would have put up some pretty big numbers, but hard to project Tajay's role with a Pollard there. But as Pollard gets older, Tajay gets into his prime, I could see a changing of the guard. As Loveland comes off the board, I like that Loveland pick. What other tight ends are available right now? Nah, I can look at that later. After Kincaid comes off the board. What you thinking, JST? What you thinking? So let's go ahead and let's grab some Dylan Sampson there. So look, the running back room isn't perfect. I agree. But if Joe Mixon is healthy week 1, can we all agree there? If Joe Mixon is healthy week 1, this team is pretty unstoppable. Sheikh says, so the season pass won't get your view on the team. Season pass doesn't come with a team review, like a live team review from me. The annual Motherflocker member does. But the season pass doesn't come with like a personalized team review. With it. It's already got so much value at $34, guys. You know, I mean, we can only put so much value into one product. But it doesn't mean that you can't go get a team review from us. You would still get a discount on team reviews in the future. But if you wanted a team review, you might as well upgrade if you got the season pass to like an annual membership. Because we do the personalized team reviews. Like once you finish drafting your team, I'm more than happy to have a look at it on stream and give some feedback and some direction and maybe some trade ideas. You'll see plenty of team reviews on the stream over the course of the season. Zick says, should I get season pass or the Motherflocker? Up to you. Really, the question you have to ask yourself is if you want like a customized review of your team, then get the annual Motherflocker with Code LAN. But if you're not bothered about having me review your team personally, then I would say the season pass. As we will grab Jaden Blue here. And let me show you what I mean when I say that. For example, Like, this is what we call our playbook. So I'll show you a little preview here. This is like a playbook, which after I review your team on a live stream, you get sent this graphic of your team. Now, that is like extremely valuable, and you can only get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. Then you can submit it through the Flock site, team review, Zach and Badaki. So again, that is available if you want to become a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. But I mean, for $34, we're already giving so much value. We had to differentiate those two products. So if you're not bothered about getting a personalized team review, then there's no reason to get the annual Mother Flocker membership. We'll go JJ here. Let me know if that makes sense, or if you have any questions. But that is probably going to be the last draft I'm going to jump in today. Again, if you want to draft with me on future streams, download the FastDraft app, use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. And I am offline on the Discord. If anybody has any questions whatsoever about the season pass or about an annual Mother Flocker membership, I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. You can find me on Discord at ZAXAVAGE. Sorry, Z is an Australian thing. So that is my username over there on Discord. But guys, I appreciate you so much. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And if you want to watch more content from me, I have great news. I just released a video this morning. Well, this afternoon for you guys. So I'll spam that in the chat. Go check it out. If you did become either an annual Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND or a season pass, you bought the season pass with code LAND, make sure you go into the Discord, go to announcements, and fill out, yourself to be in the leagues, the community leagues that we have. But outside of that, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you soon. Nothing but love.